Good evening, my fellow indigenous Ugandans. Over here in California, it's almost 7 o'clock p.m. As you know, I have been off a video social media for quite some time, and actually, I would say broadcasting social media for a while. And the reason being that we have a lot of amazing, vibrant, young indigenous Ugandans on social media giving us information that for a long time I have been wishing for. I had been wishing for I have been wishing for there to be a lot of Ugandans discussing issues about what's going on in our country. I would say that when I was on social media through Radio Monansi and then, of course, the internet, Facebook, early 2010, 2011, 2012, 2014, 15, there were very few people on social media. I remember actually seeing what happened in Ethiopia during the military takeover of Ethiopia. Sorry, after Zenawi, the guy who was a dictator, died. I was looking at how active the Ethiopians had been on social media, and I was wondering, where are Ugandans? Where are Ugandans? Little did I know that indeed it was about time that Ugandans came on social media, and now we have them everywhere discussing about the situation in our beloved country, Uganda. And this is the reason why I don't feel so much need to be on social media, especially broadcasting, because people like Lumbuye, people like Kimbugwe, these guys have done an amazing job. And they're really calling a spade a spade. Because when I came on Radio Monansi in around 2010, 2011, 12, is it 13? There were hardly any Ugandans discussing the situation in Uganda as it should be discussed. But right now we're seeing young people like Lumbuye and Kimbugwe talking about real issues. And of course, this scares people. It's just like when I first came on Radio Monansi talking about the Rwandese, the British, the Americans, and of course, pointing out things that are obviously there, because we have Americans admitting that they are partners with the Rwandese. Well, they don't say it that way. They say they're partners with the Ugandan government. But they know that they're actually in partnership with the refugee group that took over the Ugandan government and actually have committed genocide. And it's being covered up through the British, the Americans, and the UN in the famous so-called UN report. So I was discussing these kind of things, and some so-called professors educated in Western institutions would come and say, oh, don't talk about white people because we're in the country. But how are we going to change our countries? How are we going to correct the mistakes of these white people that you fear talking about? How are we going to change those mistakes? How are the whites going to be brought to notice these issues, especially their citizens? These things are mostly done by their rulers. Their leaders come and mess up Africa. Their leaders come and put in puppet dictators that destroy our countries, like we're seeing in Uganda. These Rwandese refugees have been put in power in our country, have killed over 3 million Ugandans, have invaded Rwanda, but yet the same Western government made them out to be the heroes, the saviors, the ones who stopped the genocide in Rwanda. Yet they were the ones who indeed caused the genocide in Rwanda and participated in it. Here they are, Museveni, Kagame, and Kabila, still ruling the region, still killing people. And now, worst of all, in Uganda, they're killing young men. They're killing people power no supporters, torturing them, cutting off their fingers, cutting off their manhood, cutting off their feminine, the female genitalia, male genitalia, all this. And it shocks me that even sometimes when we try to put it on social media, they say, oh, that's true, gruesome. But yet they could show George Floyd's killing on TV, on social media, on the internet, on Facebook. But yet when we show the genocide being committed by the Rwandese Tutsi refugees in our country, who are puppets of Britain, America, and Israel, of course the UN, and the UN, we're told that these are gruesome pictures. We're shown gruesome pictures of shootings of black men by cops in America on Facebook and different social medias. But yet for us to show the real genocide that is taking place in Uganda, it's gruesome. So you see there's something very evil and conniving going on in social by different medias of the world, trying to cover up the genocide that is being outsourced to African dictators, and in this case in Uganda to the Rwandese refugees who were helped by the Reagan administration and Margaret Thatcher British government to take over the government of Uganda after they had killed over 1 million people. This information has been covered up and continues to be covered up, because I don't understand how these Rwandese refugees like Museveni, Kagame, and Kabila are still controlling the government of Uganda, Rwanda, and Congo. I don't understand it. I feel like, what's the use of living in the world and living with this inside of you and not letting it out? We have to let these informations out. We have to let it out. We have to let the world know. We have to let even the American people know. Those who care. There are people who care. There are well-wishers. There are people who don't want to see their government supporting genocide in Uganda, in Rwanda, and Congo, and then having the same people committing genocide continuing to rule Uganda, Rwanda, and Congo. This is a disgrace. This is an abomination. That even the African Union has gone along with this kind of mentality. That even the African Union is a puppet to Western entities that are outsourcing genocide to the Rwandese, Museveni, Kagame, and Kabila to kill people. Right now, killing is going on in my country of Uganda. Killing is going on in Congo. There will never be peace until the Rwandese Tutsis are taken out of the equation. The Rwandese Tutsis are evil, meaning this. The Rwandese Tutsi extremists, put it this way, because people are always going to jump on you. Oh, you're discriminating, sectarianism, tribalism. This situation has nothing to do with tribalism. Just like Nazi Hitler, when Hitler was killing Europeans on the basis of blonde hair, blue eyes, the Europeans did not sit around and accept it. The Europeans said, no, Hitler must be fought. And even the Americans joined in. The Russians, they all got together to clear Europe of a warmongering tribe of Germans. Nazi Germans, call it that way. Because they don't like to call the European tribes, but they are tribes. So the countries of Europe and America, and in fact the entire world, even our own African relatives went to fight Nazi Germany, Hitler. Because the Europeans said this man was bad, this man said blue eyes, blonde hair, these are the pure race, these are the people who should rule, these are the intelligent white people. But why are we in Uganda not talking about the Rwandese? The Rwandese Tutsi refugees that were brainwashed by the colonialists, the Belgian colonialists, that their straight noses and the skinny bodies make them white. Why are we not talking about it? Why? Because the Europeans could go to the nitty-gritty in explaining who Hitler was and how Hitler was not from Germany, Hitler was an Austrian. Why can't we talk of the fact that the people in Uganda who are killing us in Congo are not Ugandan, nor are they Congolese. They were refugees in our countries and empowered by the British, Americans, and Israelis to take over our government. And then, of course, helped by the UN to legitimize them. And even keep trying to make them, well, not trying, actually keep making them the peacemakers or the sending their troops to Somalia, sending their troops to Sudan, sending the troops Central Africa, that they are the peacemaking troops in all of Africa. Why? This information needs to be out. We have to be frank with the white systemic racist world that they have to stop killing Africans and then playing the game here in America or in Europe. Oh, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Well, actually, they are using that to cover up what is really going on in Africa. In Africa, there is total genocide going on, outsourced by Britain, America, Israel, under the UN tutelage. This is sad. This information must be out. When I look at what's going on in Uganda, that Museveni has called in his Rwandese, his country of origins army, his country of origins army. Rwanda, the Rwandese army is in Uganda, subduing Ugandans on behalf of their diaspora Rwandese. The Burundian army is in Uganda, subduing indigenous Ugandans on behalf of their diaspora Burundians. So we see this combination of the Tutsis in Rwanda and Burundi using the power in Uganda to dupe the entire region and to dupe the whole of Africa, helped by Britain and covered up by America, where these countries don't even refute the fact that they actually partners with these guys, with the exception that they call them governments of Uganda, governments of Rwanda, governments of Congo. This information needs to be out. I am sick and tired of seeing people die. I'm sick and tired of seeing young boys' hands chopped off, lips chopped off, women being tortured, raped in Uganda, raped in jails as we're speaking right now, and nobody's saying anything about it. The UN is not saying anything about it. And then we're continuing to see these guys maneuvering. We're seeing these Rwandese maneuvering with even their young ones. The young ones are now even in people power, spying, or even in big positions. We have this gentleman, Honorable Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, who is known as Bob Wine, a musician, a brave young indigenous Ugandan. But what they've done is they've surrounded him with a lot of Rwandese around him. Which country has people committing genocide on people and then take the people from within that same group to be the so-called liberators? Here in America, when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, the American put almost all the Japanese, if not all the Japanese, in internment camps. Because for one reason or the other, I don't know, they had their own reason. Some people say it was wrong for them to put Japanese in internment camps because Japan has bombed America. Because of course, in a way, Japanese people here had not attacked America. It was the country of Japan where they had immigrated from that had attacked attacked Pearl Harbor. But with Uganda, we have Rwandese Tutsi refugees killing Ugandans, impostering as Ugandans, going and starting a fake anti-dictatorship bush war, lying to the Ugandans that they were going to end the dictatorship, then killing the grown-up Ugandans who had supported the anti-dictatorship bush war, and then taking their children, turning them into child soldiers out of the anger of the death of their parents. Because they knew that their fathers and mothers would not support what Museveni was about to do in Uganda, kill indigenous Ugandans so the Rwandese could take over the government of Uganda. Backed by Margaret Thatcher government and Reagan government. This information needs to be out there. We cannot continue to be killed. 35 years later, these Rwandese are still controlling the government of Uganda. And they're still maneuvering to make sure that they even take over the revolution that is now going on in Uganda. They're trying to take over the revolution. They're trying to compromise President-elect Kyagulanyi. They're trying to compromise him. We are afraid that most likely they will kill him. and put in another Rwandese who most people now know and they are discussing and talking about. This is not a job. I'm getting reports from within Uganda that already some of the people have been, most of the young men have been taken, and there have been Rwandese who've been coming and being part of the group and actually turned in the other ones. And there are Ugandans also doing the same thing because they are compromised, they are threatened, they are bought. Everything is being done by the Rwandese Tutsi refugees who control Ugandan government to take over the government of Uganda and actually turn Uganda into another colony of Rwanda. If we rejected the British colonization, if our ancestors fought British colonization, how can we accept the Rwandese right across the border to come in and take our country just because Britain and America want it? American and Britain must be told sincerely that you cannot tell Africans and black people all over the globe that slavery is over, colonialism is over, all these stories, and try to demean us for actually saying that there is oppression still going on, there is racism still going on in the world. Yet you're still supporting a group that is killing millions of fellow Africans. This information needs to go to the Americans. This information needs to go to the British people. This information needs to go to the Israelis. This information needs to go to the UN. Please stop duping our people. Please stop manipulating our people. Slavery, colonialism, and racism are not over. They're still here. By the mere fact that you can play up the Black Lives Matter in America to blind us, make us think that you're changing, but while actually supporting the genocide of millions of Africans in Uganda, Congo, to take their mineral wealth. You don't want us in America? You don't want millions of Africans to be running to America? For the few that are here, even the ones who, the refugees who are already here, some of them are being sent back. So what is it this white world, so-called white racist world, wants from African people? You're supporting killers in Africa. You're supporting dictators in Africa. We have to talk to you directly, white people, please. This has nothing to do with Africans hating on white people, racism. No, you are the ones practicing racism on African people. We want you to come to Africa to work with us to develop our countries. But instead you've chosen to put dictators, put puppets, use your intelligence agencies, CIA, Mossad, MI6, to kill our proper leaders. Life is nothing if we have to live being afraid to even say, stop killing us. We're saying, stop killing us, America. Stop killing us, Britain. Stop killing us, Israel. Stop killing us, Europe. Using the UN. Stop, please. You're going to die, I'm going to die. We are not talking about terrorism. We are talking about, please stop terrorizing Africa. Stop the psychosis towards black people, African people all over the globe. In Papua New Guinea, people are dying. They're being killed by the Asian Mongoloid that are being supported by the Caucasoid British and Australians and Israelis with a big gold mine. The largest gold mine is in West Papua. These are black people way out there to show you that apart from what they've told us, how stupid we are or how unintelligent we are, but our people traveled the entire world, except that we were wiped out in China, we were wiped out in India, we were wiped out. Now they're wiping us out of, they're wiping us almost in Australia. They've wiped us out. They are wiping us out trying to wipe us out in Papua New Guinea, and they've kept it out of the news. Just like they're keeping it out of the news in Uganda. Uganda genocide is going on right now. And they're using, strangely enough, they're using a refugee group from Rwanda and Burundi. They are refugees who have been brainwashed to think they are not black. These guys only happen to be thin and tall because they're cattle herders. You are what job you do, what profession you do, what sport you play. If you're a sportsman that you lift weights, you're going to be big. If you're some cattle herder running all over the place, you're going to be skinny. And most likely, most of your parts of the body are also going to be skinny. And these guys happen to have thin noses, straight noses. And then the white Belgians came there and told them that they're not black, they're white, and they believed it. Then they've stretched it now to saying they're Jews. And now they're being helped by Israel on the basis that they're Jews. This is wrong. Because these people don't even know what a Jew is. Who are the first people on this earth? Who are the real chosen people on this earth? History books tell you black people were the first on this earth. So how come they come and tell us, oh, the chosen people are these people? And yet when you go and read even the same very books of the Bible tell you that the chosen people were black people. The people that were chosen were black people. It tells you there. It tells you that the white people of today who call themselves Jews are converts. Good. We are converts now to Christianity. We're converts to Islam. Oh, well, in fact, the Jews are converts to the African belief system. Maybe they might have taken it and changed it a little bit, but they're converts to the beliefs of ancient Kemet, beliefs of ancient Egypt, beliefs of the ancient land of the blacks, beliefs of Ethiopians. Not the Ethiopians you see in Ethiopia. Ethiopia was renamed. Ethiopia used to be called Abyssinia, which means mixed race, mixed breed, or mixed race, put it that way. Ethiopia meant the land of the blacks. Ethiopia and the Kemet. Ethiopia was the name given by the Greeks, meaning burnt faces. The people of Ethiopia today, they will even tell you that they're Abesha, they're mixed race. So the ones claiming to be Ethiopians are not the original Ethiopians. The original Ethiopians, most of them were neutralized, manipulated, and live out in the bushes of Ethiopia. So let's get everything straight, clear here, that our countries have been changed around, turned around, our people have been changed around, turned around. So here we are now. But while we are here, we have to be careful that there are plans to kill our people. There are plans to finish us off in Africa. Because what I'm seeing going on in Uganda, and the whole world is keeping quiet. America is keeping quiet. They're talking here, story, politics there, but they're not saying nothing about the genocide that's going on in Uganda. The fact that they're supporting a refugee group that has killed 3 million indigenous Ugandans, invaded Rwanda, caused the Rwanda genocide, went to Congo and killed over 6 million people. That's 20 years ago. By now, they say over 15 million Congolese have been killed. But it's all covered up because the British, the Americans, the Israelis, and Europe want African minerals. They want the most arable land in the world, in the Great Lakes region and the rest of Africa. It's wrong, it's evil, and you will not succeed killing African people. So we ask white people of the world, join us, you who care, you who are truthful, you who are humane, join us to fight the injustice, the rape of Africa, the genocide of African people. Join us, white people all over the world, black people. Because I know even here in America, there are black people who don't care what's going on in Africa. I was on a program, CPN. The guy told me that black people were telling him, you talk too much about Africa, when I was talking about genocide in Uganda. So this issue about white systemic racism is not only white people. The issue of white systemic racism is far wider than what we think. The system has become a disease. It's being practiced by certain black people. It's being practiced by the Asians, being practiced by Mexicans, practiced by Indians, or call it Chinese. This system is big. So we black people, we Africans, especially in diaspora, we have to be very frank to these people that hate us but need Africa for their survival. And if they need us for their survival, they cannot use that need to kill us. Just like we are saying Western interests, Western interests. No, it's wrong. So we Ugandans must be, Ugandans especially, because right now they're using a refugee group which is calling itself now, has stretched it to calling itself Jewish. And they don't even know what a Jew is. They don't know. They don't know who black people are. They don't know who the chosen people are. We are the first people on this earth. They admit it. But yet they've wiped us out of China, India. We have all these races that are hybrid races all over the world, a part of us. But yet they hate us the most. We hear people in Dominican Republic, which is half blacks. They hate us. I saw a program last time of an African talking about how he was in Dominican Republic and how he so much hate and how he was afraid they would kill him. These people are mixed, black and Spanish. That's it. This information has to be discussed because it's going on. People are killing us. Me, from my country, I can't even go back to my country right now because they have a Rwandese refugee group that thinks they're white and they think now they're Jews. And Israel is ready to help them. Israel must be told, you cannot be hypocrites talking about genocide in Germany, but yet you're supporting genocide of Ugandans and Congolese because you need their diamonds and gold. We need this information out. I'm tired of living this life, feeling so sad every day. Hearing people being killed, hearing people in Papua, hearing black people here being shot by cops. Nobody cares. Hearing Africans being killed in Africa. What kind of world are we living in? If we can't even say these things. I am not one of those people who are going to take a gun and shoot people. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not the kind of person who's going to wrap myself with bombs and go blow up places. No, I am somebody who come and tell white people in the world who are listening, watching, that this is wrong. What's going on in Africa is wrong. What America, Britain, and Israel is doing in Uganda and Congo is wrong. Committing genocide on African people and covering it up. Supporting a black group that thinks is white, brainwashed by the Belgians to think that the straight noses make them white, and they're killing fellow Africans. And America and Britain is covering them up to kill us. It's wrong. So we African people have to stop being sycophants, especially the educated class, especially your PhDs, masters, lawyers. These are the people right now in Uganda, Rwandese that are very educated and have used Ugandan money. Ugandans that helped them to be where they are. Refugees who came to my country, me looking at them. These are the people killing Ugandans. Generals, lawyers, doctors, these are the killers, trained in the best American schools. These are the people going on spying on people power. These are the people trying to compromise Honorable President-elect Kyagulanyi, an indigenous Ugandan, who is so loving that he even has a Rwandese wife. But from among the same group, they are the extremist Rwandese who are killing Ugandans and torturing Ugandans, jailing Ugandans on unsubstantiated reasons. They're doing all this. And the whole world is looking on. And they're calling meetings, trying to play card games with their lives. Stop playing card games with African lives. America, Britain, Israel, EU, and UN. This is disgusting. What am I living for if I can't even take this off my chest? Being the person that I am has traveled, and I read and I see what is going on, the trickery that is being played on the whole world, the trickery that is being played on African people. How can I sit around and say I'm a human being if I can't stand up for my own race of people that are being killed and tortured and murdered every day? Why? Why is it that America goes and bombs other places when an American is killed? Britain makes noise when a British is killed. But we Africans are being killed every day and nobody's saying anything because America, Britain, and Israel want our resources. They are ready to use anybody to kill us. In this case in Uganda, the Rwandese Tutsi refugees from Rwanda, the refugees from Rwanda and Burundi have brought in even their own country's armies. And their countries have consented to bring troops in Uganda to suppress indigenous Ugandans. And nobody is talking about it. And to know that even they're compromising the revolution in Uganda, the young people cannot even, well, they're not even able to talk about the Rwandese in Uganda. They get called sectarian, they get called tribalists. Well, actually, the Rwandese are not even a tribe of Uganda. They took over the Ugandan government and then forced themselves into the Ugandan constitution as a tribe of Uganda. This is unacceptable. This is against international laws. This is against African principles because we accepted colonial borders. There's nobody from Rwanda can come and take over Uganda and force himself in Ugandan constitution. It's illegal. But all this cannot be expressed by our people freely. The Rwandese are calling you a sectarian, they're calling you a tribalist. When they are refugees, don't even have land in our country. So what they've done is they are land grabbing and killing Ugandans, trying to clear the land, bringing in Ethiopians, bringing in selfish Africans that they themselves maybe run out of their country, and giving them free land, giving them wealth, using them actually to siphon off money from Uganda. Bringing in Indians and Chinese and Europeans. This is wrong. It's wrong. I'm sick and tired of this. So I can come here and express myself instead of going to do something stupid. I will not do that. And I know many of you are going to hate on me because I'm expressing the truth. The truth must be told. The truth will set us free. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.